You better be careful with your answer.
I count the Stanley Cup as a championship.
That's not an answer. I asked you about the Calder Cup.
Not as a real championship, no.
Why not?
Because
it requires the same type of grit and skill.
Because the players in the AHL
go through the same amount of games.
No, the players in the AHL, their ultimate goal is to make the NHL. Whether you're a 20-year-old kid or a 35-year-old fourth-line center that's just battling away. Your goal is to make the NHL.
So what? What does that have to do with anything? It's still a champ. It's a professional sports championship. It's not the AHL Junior League. It's the AHL Pro Hockey League.
Timbits Hockey has a championship. Are you saying that's a real championship? Of course, little leagues have championships. The goal is to win. The goal is to get to the big stage and win. And the CFL, there's multiple players.
Okay.
Jeff Garcia, Doug Flutie, Dave Dickinson. They've used the CFL as a platform to get to the NFL. The NFL's a real championship.
I am not debating
the Super Bowl,
that it's the big stage.
Yeah.
I'm not debating that. But as for sporting championships.
As for Toronto, you can't, I don't know. I don't think you can count it. Personal opinion, I don't think you can count it. And I know I'm not alone on that.
Well, I know you're not alone on that either. Let's put it this way. In Toronto, you have nothing going on right now.
Well, you got the Raptors. They're doing well.
When I said nothing, I included the Raptors. Yeah. No. So when it comes to these Toronto teams, I guess, you're not counting CFL championship as a real championship. So then how close are the other real teams, as you would put it? Because I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. But I'm curious, though. I want you to tell me how close we are right now, out of the teams that are legit teams, apparently, to seeing a real championship.
Not close at all for any of them. If you were to ask me a week ago, 2 weeks ago, the closest team that can do something is the Blue Jays right now. I think you would agree.
I would.
The Leafs have been mediocre at best for the last 5, 6, 7 years. And while the Raptors are building, they're not close, pains me to say.
So who is... I know that they had the most outstanding player in Kackert last night, given the award. Who's your pick for most outstanding player in that game?
Most outstanding player? Yeah, probably Kackert. I mean, Andre Dury played well.
Dury, good hometown boy.
I think Ricky Foley played great. Another hometown boy there. They had
he was emotional at the end. He was crying.
The Argos have done a great job of bringing in local products.
And Foley, I love that about them too.
Dury, Jeff Johnson, and that's what makes the CFL unique, is that we get to see Canadian players performing. It's not just you get American imports, obviously, but it's not like it's like the NFL's farm team or the farm league. It's got Canadian content, and that's what's nice.
So do you think them winning the championship is going to bring more people next year to the seats, to the Rogers Center?
I don't know what it is about the Argos. I don't know if it's the venue, if it's the ownership. I think that you'll never be able to fill Skydome. There's 50,000 fans, or sorry, Rogers Center. Don't sue me. There's 50,000 seats there. A lot of people have proposed that they play at BMO Field, and to be honest, that would be a more fun experience. More people would come out. Maybe more people would be would want to be Argo fans. But I mean,
I don't know.
You hear people from back in the 70s and 80s, and they were huge Argo fans. The Argos were a big deal in town, and now they're not. And
I have a theory. I think I know why.
What's your theory?
I think that once they get an outdoor stadium, which will never happen in Toronto, but if they had one, you'd see a lot more people. The atmosphere would be there. I could see tailgating.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a soccer fan?
No.
Would you go to a TFC game, though?
I would.
Why? Because when you watch on TV, you look at the experience, you say, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. They're really into it.
You know what I love about the TFC games, what you're talking about, the experience? I love how on the one side, when you're sitting in the stadium, you can see the Toronto skyline with the CN Tower. Do you have that in any concept or way when it comes to football in Toronto? No way. If you did, trust me, there'd be a lot more butts in those seats. So the inevitable transition we have here is to talk about the entire experience last night during the Grey Cup.
Well, what was more impressive, Ricky Ray or Justin Bieber?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It was that's a tough call.
What do you think of the halftime performance?
It was atrocious.
Really?
It was awful. It was the worst halftime show I've ever seen, CFL or NFL.
Okay, so let's say you're a 16-year-old girl. Did you like the halftime performance? Probably.
Right.
They were going more new, more fresh, more pop.
The thing is, yeah, if I'm a 16-year-old girl, which I'm not saying I am, I love that performance. Is it going to attract me to the CFL? No, it won't. So, in my opinion, if you want to lose more fans, the fans that you have currently, sure, go ahead. I found it immature. Like, having Gordon Lightfoot was okay. He almost fell over a few times.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
So it was kind of...
He hung in there, though.
Yeah, he's a trooper, and that's great. But it's like Gordon Lightfoot and then Marianas Trench, Carly Rae Jepsen, and then Bieber, and it's just like one of these things does not belong.
Never in my life would I think that I would see Gordon Lightfoot opening for Justin Bieber. Like, come on.
You know what?
Only in the CFL.
I know, only in the CFL. Like, seriously. At least we can say we will die knowing that we've seen this in our lives. I mean, who would you have put in the halftime show? I've heard some people today saying some bands and stuff. So who would
to be honest, you got to go Canadian content. I know that one year they had the Black Eyed Peas, and you got to go Canadian content. And I know I might get ridiculed for this, but if Justin Bieber wants to do the halftime show, you got to let him do it
for free.
He did it for free. He's the most successful Canadian artist ever.
It's true.
Like, it's unbelievable. He blows the Guess Who out of town. It's ridiculous. You gotta let him do it. And, Carly Rae Jepsen, I thought she had a good performance. Marianas Trench.
But if you had the choice, who would you put into the halftime show?
I have no
just three acts.
I have no problem with Bieber. I might go Nickelback. They're pretty general. I know either you're a Nickelback lover or you're a Nickelback hater. If you're a hater, all their music sounds the same. If you're a lover, all their music's great. Everything they come out with. So I probably would have went Nickelback, probably would have went Bieber, and I don't know for the third performance. You can go someone like Gordon Lightfoot or the Guess Who, just someone more older, or maybe you just keep it all fresh. I don't know. Who would have you gone with?
Oh, I would have somehow worked out. I know that Theory of a Dead Man.
Oh, yeah, I like them.
Very good friends, actually, with Nickelback.
Yeah.
I do like them better. I knew they were doing a show, so they couldn't do it, but I would have...
They were in Santa Monica.
Yeah, and they love Santa Monica, so...
It was a joke.
Well...
Did you get it? No? I remember the day when you left for Santa Monica.
Show, not a music show, please. My ears are bleeding right now. They could have organized with Theory of a Dead Man before their tour schedule came out, because it would have been really nice to see them,
maybe next year.
Maybe, yeah, we keep saying that in Toronto. Another band, you have to have the Tragically Hip.
Yeah, so, you're right. If you
want to talk about Toronto band,
you're right.
That's going to give you some nice, honestly, like...
Maybe, now that I think of it, maybe I would have done maybe 3 Days Grace or Our Lady Peace.
Yeah, that's still young. That's young. They're popular. Why not go with that?
I think they attract all ages,
Exactly. Or you know what? As much as it will pain me ethically to say this, fine, Bieber, have him in there. But put someone else in there.
Have Bieber collaborate with Carly Rae Jepsen, then put out 3 Days Grace. I don't know.
Or have Bieber collaborate with 3 Days Grace. Do something different. Don't put those same two people.
Finger 11 would have been good. No,
Finger 11 would have been good as well. The reason I'm saying two people instead of a band and two people is because Marianas Trench is so not even worth it.
That wasn't good.
They're a bunch of 40-year-olds dressed like 15-year-olds. I'm sorry, I don't think football fans want to see pedophiles singing their music for a CFL show.
Oddly enough, I saw them in concert. Not
what?
I
don't know you anymore.
You're going to make fun of me, but I'm a big fan of Simple Plan. And my girlfriend surprised me with tickets for Simple Plan, and Marianas Trench opened for them. And they didn't put on a bad show.
My head hurts.
Moving on, we'll talk Blue Jays now.
Please, let's talk about something else.
What's old is new, apparently, in Toronto.